Hello everyone and welcome to another day of high yield Usmle questions. Today we will be talking about OBGYN. So we have a 28-year-old female present to the office with continuous leakage of clear watery fluid from the vagina. A few months ago, she underwent pelvic irradiation for an ovarian malignancy. There is no fever or bleeding from the vagina. Vagina examination showed pooling of fluid in the vagina. And what is the next best step in management? So let's go over that. So a lot of here, there is a risk factor pelvic irradiation for vesicovaginal fistula. So this is definitely vesicovaginal fistula, where you have like day and night. The patient is going to present with vaginal discharge, clear vaginal discharge, day and night, and that discharge, the watery discharge, is actually just watery fluid is just urine. And so they may give you red granulation as well on the vaginal wall, so look out for that as well. And also the pooling of fluid in the vagina, that is really high yield, pooling of the vagina, and then red granulation as well. And this risk factor, pelvic irradiation, remember, the most common risk factor for vesicovaginal fistula is obstructed labor. But here it's the pelvic irradiation, prolonged labor, obstructed labor. These are other risk factors. So now let's go over like what do you do for vesicovaginal fistula. So here the first is they say a NAT test for chlamydia and gonorrhea. Remember, chlamydia and gonorrhea will cause mucopurulent discharge. Also, they wouldn't cause this pooling of fluid. So this would be the wrong answer. Then wet mount microscopy is for bacterial vaginosis, and here you do get like a watery discharge, but it's not gonna be like this much. It's not gonna say that there is pooling. There will be no pooling here. So this is the wrong answer. So also they can say odor, like odor discharge. It has like foul odor, but remember, so does the vesicovaginal fistula can have a odor, like foul smelling fluid, could be foul smelling fluid, because it is urine. And so remember, the wet mount microscopy, you usually wouldn't see this pooling of fluid. You will never see this pooling of fluid. And so then we have the urine culture. The urine culture is for UTIs. This patient does not have any dysuria or anything. Dysuria, or there is no fever. If you're suspecting some sort of, for example, pyelonephritis, because cystitis usually doesn't have fever. Then so that's the wrong answer. Then with the dye test, the bladder dye test is actually the right answer. And so let's explain that. So if we have this bladder, let's say we have this bladder, then posterior to the bladder we have the vagina here, and so a fistula forms here to any reason, obstructed labor, the pelvic irradiation. And so then what you do is that you put a tampon here, and let's say this patient here has a lot of fluid, the urine, and the urine can go there. But now let's inject some dye into this. So like say this blue thing is a dye. So you put a tampon and then you put a dye there, and the dye will come here and stain this this tampon. And when you take out the tampon, and if you see this staining of that tampon, that means that it is that would be vesicovaginal fistula. But if the defect is small, then you can actually scope it. You can actually scope the bladder. You can do cystoscopy to visualize small defect which cannot be detected by bladder dye test. So that would be the right answer here. This is the right answer. And then CT scan is the wrong answer. Usually you wouldn't see the fistulas with the CT scan. So hope this video was helpful, and if any of this helps you, you can support the channel here. Also, you can get you can buy my notes, the triads, where all the clinical triads that they show up on the USMLEs. I made just one-page document of that. So if you want to buy that, it will be available here. And if anyone requires tutoring, they can email me here. Thank you for watching.